Is the ALC pressure blaster the right tool for your garage? Or is it an expensive overkill that will just sit in the corner gathering dust? Who should actually consider spending the money? Who can safely skip it? And does the price make sense for a regular homeowner who only tackles a few projects a year? Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. And I'm going to walk through exactly why you might or might not want to add this machine to your toolbox. When you first hear 150 pounds capacity pressure blaster, the mind jumps straight to the big shop vibe. Think automotive body shops, heavy-duty metal fabricators, or anyone who needs to strip paint off a whole fleet of trucks. That's the exact scenario that makes a lot of buyers pause. The hesitation isn't just about the upfront cost. It's also about the hidden trade-offs that come with a machine that can hold that much abrasive material. If you're used to a handheld sandblaster that you can pop a can of media into and be done in minutes, stepping up to a 150-pound hopper feels like moving from a kitchen blender to an industrial mixer. The risk of buying the wrong thing is real. Getting a big, powerful blaster and then realizing you don't have the space, the proper ventilation, or the safety gear to use it safely can turn an exciting purchase into a costly regret. Let's break down the category first. Pressure blasters are essentially a pressurized air system that forces abrasive particles against a surface at high speed. The goal is to strip away rust, old paint, or surface contaminants much faster than manual sanding or chemical strippers. In practice, the biggest advantage is speed. A 150 pounds hopper means you can run the machine for hours without constantly stopping to reload. For a professional who is stripping a full-size pickup bed in a single day, that continuity translates directly into billable hours. For a hobbyist, the same capacity can be a double-edged sword. Yes, you won't have to stop every 10 minutes, but you also end up with a massive bag of media that you'll need to store and dispose of properly after each session. The practical strengths of the ALC pressure blaster start with that hopper size. I've seen similar machines where the media chamber is a compact 30-pound can, and you're forced to pause every few minutes. With 150 pounds, you can tackle an entire garden fence, a large metal railing, or the underside of a vehicle without breaking workflow. The black finish isn't just aesthetic. It helps hide the inevitable dust and grime that builds up during heavy use, so the unit stays looking cleaner between jobs. The fact that it's made by ALC Store, a brand that focuses on abrasive equipment, gives a little extra confidence that the internals are designed around handling that volume of media without clogging. In real-world terms, I've watched a friend who runs a small restoration shop load the blaster with aluminum oxide, set the pressure, and clean an entire set of vintage motorcycle frames in under an hour. The consistency of the blast pattern was impressive. No sudden drops in pressure that would leave patchy spots. On the flip side, the machine's size and power bring practical weaknesses you have to account for. First, it's heavy. Even before you fill the hopper, the unit itself weighs enough that you'll need a sturdy cart or at least a dedicated space where you can roll it in and out. If you're working out of a cramped garage, you'll quickly discover that maneuvering a large, wheeled base around a workbench isn't as seamless as the marketing video suggests. Second, the noise level is comparable to a small diesel engine. For anyone who lives in a residential area, you'll need to schedule sessions when you won't disturb neighbors or invest in sound-absorbing enclosures, which adds extra cost. Third, safety is non-negotiable. The abrasive stream can damage skin, eyes, and lungs if you're not wearing a proper respirator, face shield, and protective clothing. The machine's power is such that a slip of the trigger can gouge metal faster than you can react, so a disciplined workflow and a well-ventilated area are essential. Finally, the initial price point is higher than a typical handheld blaster. If you only need to clean a few garden tools a year, the return on investment shrinks dramatically. So who should actually buy this ALC pressure blaster? If you run a small automotive repair shop, a boat restoration business, or you're a serious DIY enthusiast who spends weekends stripping old barn wood, cleaning rusted farm equipment, or prepping large metal panels for powder coating, this machine will likely pay for itself in time saved. The ability to keep the hopper full for long stretches means less downtime, and the consistent blast force yields a professional finish that's hard to achieve with manual methods. Another ideal buyer is anyone who already has a dedicated workroom with proper ventilation, a sturdy floor, and the personal protective equipment required for abrasive blasting. In those circumstances, The 150 pounds capacity isn't just a spec, it's a real productivity multiplier.